It's not, it's my understanding they haven't gone to the local either. Okay, I guess we'll go to a vote.
Kinsler,
Yes.
Howe,
Yes.
Erdman,
No.
Murray,
No.
Hackman,
No.
Sell,
No.
Gray.
No.
5 no, 2 yes.
Gonna move item C.
Second. Discussion?
I'm a little unclear on C, D, and E. I know that we have done exceptions for fire companies. Is this for the fire company buildings, social hall, department building, or is this additional properties? I mean, I think I understand it to be additional properties.
Which one are we talking? C, D, E, all of them?
C, D, and E.
Well, C we've done forever, that's their fire company, okay?
So is that the fire company building?
Right,
Okay.
okay. D is, that there is the property on 22 that they own.
So what do you,
Jonestown.
what do you mean property?
They own storage units on 22.
So both D and E are storage units?
No, no, no.
No, D is a storage unit.
E is the car company itself in Jonestown.
Okay, so E is a fire company.
Yes.
C is a fire company. D
Yes.
is not.
Yeah. That's how it is one of their fundraisers. Well, I shouldn't say fundraisers. It's one of the ways that they earn money for the fire company so they can buy equipment and things that the fire company needs.
Okay, say that again.
D is a place which they have bought
Okay.
to make revenue so they can buy equipment like their oxygen masks, their fire gear, you know, some of the trucks might go into it. So they did not know, what my understanding is, they did not know that you can ask for an exception.
Okay. So now,
So for years, they've been paying us taxes, but now with the price of trucks and, you know, and that's why they ask for exceptions now.
so then is E the fire company?
Yes.
Or is that like the
The old
person?
fire hall.
The old fire home.
So person,
I'm not sure.
like
It's
the
the
little
old fire.
Percy building across from,
It's not the current fire hall, it's the old fire hall, studio that they have there.
the
The lot that's there.
you mean?
That's, the documents that you're,
On Main Street?
the documents that you're asking about, you should have them. And it gives the specific routes and roads and addresses for all the facilities that you're asking about.
And that's why I just want to make sure that I have this clear, because in
He
my,
is the old fire hall that they rent, and the proceeds go for the fire company, that's what plumbing.
okay. And maybe I need to go back, and if I made votes in the past for that, maybe I just need to rethink it. I certainly welcome the exoneration for the fire companies. It's the additional actual revenue buildings exonerating those taxes that I'm like, have we done that before? Are these new requests? If they're making revenue, I understand it goes back to the fire company, however, they are purchased properties, they are properties.
They're properties, I agree with you there. However, I think, when they get down to brass tacks, 126 people that were in that pileup on 78, I think we're very thankful for the firefighters.
Oh, absolutely.
And to me, it, you know, hey, we all get those little cards in the mail saying, you know, please donate to your fire company. And where's Paul Snyder? He left. I don't got no firefighters here
He went
anymore,
to
do
the
I?
party.
But the percentage they get back is great, okay? You know, we know what fundraisers do, you know, you get it, and a lot of people say, well, they chuck it in the can. And to me, I want them to have good equipment, and they're heroes. In my eyes, they're heroes.
Oh,
And if I can exonerate their tax so they can put it towards equipment, I don't think there's a person in here right now that, I don't know, I just don't know how you can object to that. I just don't.
I just want to make sure that I understand specifically what this is.
Do you know this? Do you-
I mean, the way I looked at it, they don't at all look like they're actual the fire companies.
The Lickdale's thrift side, adjacent.
Is it like a separate for profit rental property or something? What's there in that adjacent property? What are we exonerating? What are we, the Lickdale Fire Company property? It's not the fire station. So is it a rental property? or
It says
what?
this property is adjacent to our firehouse and has been used by us since purchased in 1988. The garage and grounds are part of our operation. The house located there is rented to a private party.
The rent received represents 10% of our fire company budget.
Ever since we own this property, the three taxing authorities and your board, the Lebanon County Commissioners and
The Union Township Supervisor have always exonerated our fire company from these taxes. It would be appreciated if this tax was moved to the non-taxable list.
it would save all parties extra paperwork.
Property located on Route 72. Do you want me to read the
D says, we request your board kindly consider exonerating the Perseverance Fire Company from 2016 school tax on 2884 State Route 2 in Fredericksburg. The tax ID, blah, blah, blah. This lot contains a storage unit business that the Perseverance Fire Company owns and the proceeds from which support the fire company. We also request your board consider exonerating the Perseverance Fire Company from 2016 school taxes for our property at 37 West Market Street in Jonestown. The fire company rents the building on this lot to a dance studio, the proceeds from which support the fire company.
One thing I just want to add about the storage units, I know the fire chief from Jonestown had contacted me and, I've met with Robbie before. And as far as I've been told, the storage unit they reinvest all the money back into the mortgage to pay off the storage unit as fast as possible, I think, to use in the future for, money for the firewall or collateral or something. But I don't, as far as I've been told, or as far as I understand it, they're not putting any money for the storage units into to the fire company at this point. They're trying to pay off the property with that money.
So would this be something that our committee, the three of us, would talk about to come up with like a policy in regards to how we would want to treat properties in the future? Because I was kind of thinking, I mean, you can raise so much money in fundraising and with these incomes, but eventually if you, like in theory, you could keep buying up maybe a lot of property in our district, and then eventually it could cost the district a lot of money in taxes. And I mean, I understand how important firefighters are and their companies. I'm just wondering if a policy maybe like where does it stop? Do we allow them X amount of properties, or if it becomes a very lucrative business for them, I'm all for people earning money, but I'm just saying, like, it's something we talked about with our youth basketball, trying to get sponsors, see if someone would give us 10 grand. Well, what the heck are we going to spend 10 grand on? Like, how much, is it something we should look at maybe in the future as far as a policy? That's my question. That we talk about and come up with a policy that, like, yes, maybe we do forgive these 3 things. Anything in the future, maybe we don't. I don't know. I'm new to this. Is that something that would fall under our committee, or something that we should talk about?
I think that makes sense. I think the other thing is, last month, I think, and maybe I just didn't realize when they came on the agenda, we started to talk about it a little bit last time, but I didn't really understand it until after I started really looking at it. I don't want to make, I hear what you're saying, Bonnie, and I absolutely agree. I live right next to Bunker Hill, and those first responders have helped out my family many times. So I definitely have that heart for those volunteers that put themselves at risk for us. However, I think that I don't think it's fair to make an emotional decision, and I don't think that we really have the opportunity for me to find out what do the taxpayers want to do. I mean, do they want us to use our tax to exonerate? Because where do you draw the line? I mean, I had no idea that Perseverance owned all that property in Jonestown. So that's why I was just bringing up the conversation, to make sure that I understood it and we're doing it.
Well, we're not talking about $100 here or something. When I spoke to the fire chief, he was saying that the storage units, and I'm just going off of what I got from him, were like I think $4,000 a year in taxes, and that was before the reassessment. They went up to $11,000. So, I mean, that's a lot of money for the school district, and that's also a lot of money for them. I'm not sure how much the other properties would be in taxes, but that's significant. That's good.
I mean, we as a board have a right to table this if somebody wants to get more time for this. And our school taxes don't go out till July or early August. I think by July our bills go out. So it's just February. So people need another month to gather more data or more facts, or talk to more individuals, or see if we get 100 firemen here in the next month.
I will make a motion to table it till the official board meeting of March.
I'll second.
Discussion? Looks good. No, you don't need really do it. You just table it. Okay. I-
usually approve the table. What if 5 people wanted to vote on it?
Well, you can do that.
I always thought you have to vote on it.
You can do that.
No, I think you are, but I just think you need to keep, I agree.
You can do it.
So we can vote.
You can go to
Table it.
to table it. Okay. Vote.
No, just to clarify, we are tabling C, D, and E. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And I would like to, well, let's do this vote now.
Okay, just so I know, this is to table C, D, and E. Okay. All right, Hal,
Yes.
Erdman,
Yes.
Murray,
Yes.
Kaplan,
Yes.
Sal,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes.
Bixler.
No.
Okay, I would like to, with everyone out in the audience, certainly I think that there was a prediction, and I think it will probably come true. Dave, you've been in this position, and you know, when the word gets out, we probably will have 100 firemen here by next meeting. But I would like to put out to the community that we do, or by law, the fire companies do not pay taxes on their building, their social club, or Perseverance. We are in huge support of our fire companies. This has nothing to do with non-support or non-appreciation of what they do. This is simply looking at the best interest of the school district to make a wise choice and not just an emotional choice. We are, right now, as the budget lays, we are at the SAW plus exceptions to balance the budget. So if we're already there and we're looking to exempt things that are a profit to these companies, I don't know, it's just something, I'm not saying right or wrong, but we do need to look at this to be fair to the taxpayers as well as the fire companies. But this is in no way at all saying that we don't appreciate or somehow that we are undermining our firefighters, volunteers. Anything, it could not be further from that.
Just need that's okay, just a point of clarification, no, we're not at the SAL plus exceptions to balance our budget, no.
Where are we at then?
At this particular point, $1.1 million surplus. The exceptions are listed at the bottom of your budget drafts that you all had previously received. So we're not at that particular point.
But that's with, that's the having ending fund balance of the money.
No, the exceptions are $265,000
I mean,
of the 1.1, almost 1.2 million.
But if we, well, okay, well, I guess, when do we start talking about budget?
That's your committee's decision on when you want to do that. I think Amy called something on the 1st.
March 1st, okay, good. Okay. All right, well, thank you, Don. And
Move item F.
Second.
Discussion?
I know this is a lower, but I was at the high school today, and I thought the staff did a really great job of having the parking lot really, really clear. I mean, compared to my parking lot where I work, I would have much rather walked, the student walk than I walk, so a great job to Paul and his team.
any other discussion? Vote?
Erdman,
Yes.
Murray,
Yes.
Kaplan,
Yes.
Sal,
Yes.
Gray,
Yes?
Bixler,
Yes,
Hal.
Yes.
All in favor.
that ends my report.
Thank you, Director. Superintendent's report.
You have 4 items that I provided: the district enrollment figures, the guidance report updates, the principals' reports and newsletters, which are always very informative, recent newspaper articles. Also at your place, you have my 3rd quarterly report in my program. That concludes my report, unless there's any questions.
Are there any questions for Dr. Bell?
Dr. Bell, I saw that you included the LD News article in regards to the Keystones, and it looked like, I don't know if your perspective was different than the other superintendents, or if you just talked kind of like about a different subject, but I was just wondering if you could kind of discuss what you talked about in that article and maybe your philosophy on the standardized testing.
Keystone exams were pushed back another 2 years. They were projected across in the future to be used as a final exam that needed to be taken for students to graduate. I've said for years that probably is something that will never see to come to fruition. I believe the 2-year moratorium will end Keystone exams in general as we know it as a graduation requirement. And from a district perspective, we've never taught to any of those type trends and not done any of that for at least 16 years. So it really had no impact or change in relationship to us in teaching to that test, whether the Keystone exam is an actual requirement for commencement or not.
Sorry about that, I buried my agenda. We have the reports from our representatives. Steve Lum, actually this evening, is at the CTC meeting. Director Murray, do you have anything for the IU?
On the agenda, I have the legislative breakfast. They would like as much input, questions that you have to bring forward. So bring your questions. I will be there. I would love to ask as many questions as possible as you have, and as many of you would like to join us, I'd love to have you. I let Mary know that you'd like to be there, that you'd like to have a record of who will be there, and I think it will be a very interesting questions and discussion, to say the least. And so I encourage those that would like to be a part of that. Also, the IU is in the process of talking, discussing, doing a walkthrough of their budget, and we will need to vote on that. So look for that in March or April. And just as a point of information, Beth and Nate and I, as well as Dr. Bell, will be attending an orientation on February 29th over at the IU. And all looking forward to that. The IU has been very helpful. I'm very happy to represent Northern Lebanon there, and it's been a great learning experience for me. So I'm very thankful for it. So I'm thankful for the opportunity.
Thanks, Stacy. I had the opportunity several years ago to go to legislative breakfast with Sue Werner, and it was an eye-opener just to kind of get an insight from the legislative side of how they perceive things. So it was well worth the time.
Thank you.
Okay, the EIT-TCC. Check yourself.
We have not had a meeting. There is a meeting tomorrow, March, or April, February 17th, tomorrow.
Thank you. Director Murray, legislative, anything exciting from our legislature?
Well, nothing new that we haven't talked about tonight, other than, Wolf signs a bill to suspend use of Keystone exams as a graduation requirement. It's probably the newest thing. Everything else is kind of old business.
Okay, Parks and Recreation Commission representative, Director Sell.
The next meeting is March 21st at the middle school at 6:30. Definitely welcome anyone that would like to attend. There's discussion of possibly having a steering committee for a smaller, not necessarily a recreation committee, but a smaller group that would like to organize maybe 2 or 3 big events a year. There's definitely been some feedback of the loss of the National Night Out and different events like that. So if you do have any input, feel free to come and voice your thoughts and
Thank you. And we have no public input cards for the end of the meeting. Any new business for our group?
Can I, Dr. Bell, I had asked last month for an update on data, and we haven't received that at all this year.
I believe you asked for a presentation similar to what I had given on the budget. The administrators are working on that.
Okay, thanks.
Anything else?